You're listening to episode 74 of the Let's Go Comic Book Show. On this episode, we talk about Titans. No floppies were smelled in this episode. You're listening to episode 74 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome to the show. On the Let's Go Comic Book Show, we talk about comics, comic book movies, comic book TV shows, everything in the world of comics.
Yes, we do. And we rate it.
Ooh.
With our Let's Go rating system.
Yes, let's do it.
That is, Gotta Go is the top we give.
Ric Grayson.
Let's Go.
Raven.
All right, a go. See, he doesn't even have it.
Beast
and
Boy.
then below that, a don't go. And at the very bottom, we got Trash Juice.
That's right,
just
Trash
sitting
Juice.
down there.
What's up, Trash Juice?
So that's what we're going to do. And we give our opinions here on the show. And that's the form we do it in. And today, it's a very specific show.
We're laser focused.
Lasers.
Like a laser coming out of Cyborg's arm cannon.
Oh, arm cannons. I like that. And that is on the Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
Nope.
Nope, not that.
No
Not Teen Titans.
No teens, no go.
They're just straight up Titans, dude. They're like, you know what? There's no time for the word the or teen or even new. It's just
new,
Titans. We are Titans. Titans. So, Titans, yeah. So Titans debuted last week on the DC Universe app. It is exclusive to the DC Universe app, and unless you live outside of America, then it is on Netflix. So check it out.
You.
There you go.
I think that's not for a little bit, though.
I don't know, man.
I think it is week to week, like it is for DC Universe. Well, someone let us know.
Yeah, someone let us know. Regardless, we are going to talk about Titans, the first episode, and we will spoil it, and we'll give our thoughts,
spoilers,
our hopes. I haven't really talked about this publicly much. Me and Matt have not talked about Titans.
I've talked very privately
to yourself
in my mind.
I was like,
by myself.
About this. So let's just break down. We'll just first overall impressions of the show, and then we will get into the nitty gritties and stuff. So, Matt, I'm so curious about what you thought about this Titan show.
Just generally,
just
very broadly, I will say this: not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Not as good as I wanted it to be.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would say.
That's very fair.
How about you?
Man, I'm kind of in the same boat. Just from that first trailer, I really didn't like the first trailer. And then I went back and forth. And I was like, okay, I kind of like it. Because I heard Jeff Johns talk about it.
Yeah.
And it changed like my perspective on it. But then you guys really made some strange choices. Only because of the public like declarations that DC has made as a company. Like, hey, hope and optimism and all this stuff. And I'm like,
Jeff Johns was doing.
This was Jeff Johns. And
that's true.
That the fact that he's backing this, that he's like, his DNA is in this. I'm like, very strange. But at the same time, every tale begins in a place, and maybe we're heading there or whatever. And so, but I have reread some of these early New Teen Titan comic books.
Ah, yes.
And I will tell you,
some old George Perez Marvel.
Yeah, these weren't like shiny, happy stories. Like,
no, the stuff with Starfire specifically was real gnarly at times.
And Raven, I mean, I feel like they're heading into the spirit of the character pretty well. I think my biggest gripe is just Ric Grayson. He's been, melancholy before, but I just feel like they really leaned in here. And so I think that was what my biggest problem was. But anyways, overall, I like the show. I'm curious as to where it's going. If this was like a one-off episode, like, hey, here's the Titans movie, no, I wouldn't have liked it. But
yeah, I think for me, because I know things are coming down the road, I'm like, okay, I'm curious to see how you do this.
Yeah.
And to see what happens, to know that Doom Patrol is on its way, to know that Donna Troy is on her way, like to know like these different things are in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Like I'm at least curious, and I want to see and give a chance to the story that they're trying to tell, even if there's little things here and there that I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Stuff like sorry, we're going to jump out of our immediate thoughts now and get into some future
get
things.
into the weeds a little bit.
Like knowing that Jason Todd is going to be on the next 11 episodes. And I liked that little clip they played.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was fun. I was like, okay, I like the tone here. I like the back and forth. That could start to be fun in seeing those dynamics. So, so let's get into the episode. Just overall, the one thing I thought and this isn't a slight, but did feel very Zack Snyder-ish, like the fight scene.
Yeah, very stylized.
It was a good fight scene. Like, let's take out like my complaints on it, because I have a couple complaints on the fight scene. It was
talking about the Robin,
like, where Robin first shows up and takes out those bad guys. Like, I kind of like the thing of like Robin shows up and they're like, oh shoot, where's Batman? They're looking for Batman. Like, I like kind of that tension there, and it's just like, dude, are you kidding me? So then he just handles them all. I just thought it was way too brutal, but I also understand that's the issue that he had. He's like, I'm becoming more like Batman.
That set up a better context for me than the trailer, where it's like, where's Batman? And his immediate response in the trailer is F Batman.
Yeah.
And I was just telling someone today, I was like, that actually made it feel a lot better than what it did in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it made me even more upset that they edited the trailer the way they did.
Yeah.
Because it makes more sense to have that, where's Batman? He takes out all these dudes. And then the kind of punctuation of that is then that phrase, you know?
It was almost as if he was like, dude, this is because of him. You know, this is why I'm behaving like this.
Yeah, this whole scene is because of that. And I think when you talk about his partner, you know, his old partner, and he's like, yeah, I just was becoming too much like him. Mm-hmm. I can kind of see it playing out in a way where I was like, all right, there's still room for growth. There's still room for change in what the character is doing, because you have him doing this thing, and it's almost like the costume does this to him, you know?
Though there's two things that I didn't like in the fight. One was like the American History X style curb stomp. I was like, what the heck was that about?
That was weird.
And then where he pulls him out of the car and then drags his face across
the glass.
Dude,
I had to
horrible. Look away. I was like, dude, that didn't feel like Dick Grayson to me. That's what I'm talking about.
It felt like sadistic.
That didn't even feel like Batman to me. But if they're saying Batman has become more sadistic and more like brutal, okay, I guess if that's where they're going, I could have done without, and that was really hard to watch. I looked away. I was like, oh,
yeah,
come
that
on, man.
And he did the same thing to the dude, like dragging his face against the brick wall too.
Yeah. Like
I was like,
and then the squirty blood, like the 300 style blood. It was I'm like, come on.
There was that moment where that happened, and then there also was, man, when you get there later with Raven.
Yeah.
Taking out that dude finally, I was like, good night. Like,
that was cool.
I mean,
she took him out. Like,
but it was just like, dude, this is a lot.
Yeah, that was actually really cool, I thought.
And I don't think that it's like, oh, it's Titans, it needs to not be violent. But I'm like, man, it's just character-wise. Like, that fit for Raven's character to me. I'm like, I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the stuff with Robin, like, I don't know. I'm with you. Like, that felt like a little much.
Yeah.
Even if you are trying to prove the point of like, hey, he's trying to grow out of this. Because I think it does give him the potential to grow out of, like, and it gives him a impetus. It gives him a motivation to not be Robin and to distance himself from Batman.
Yeah. To
become Nightwing, so that he doesn't feel like he has to be connected to that. So I'm actually totally fine with that idea. Let's talk about Raven and her story, Rachel.
Yeah,
which she also goes
Rachel.
by that name, or has in the comics in the past.
Yeah.
But we know she's Raven.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about
Spoilers. Raven. At first, like with the trailer, I was like, but in the show, I liked her. I wanted to see her story. She is on the nose goth girl, like whatever. Like, I know that's how they're going to take her, because of course that's who she is. But I love the effects with how she's wrestling with who she is and the magic side of it, and
the reflection of her, like, cool. Talking to herself and stuff.
Yeah. Anytime she saw herself, I thought that was cool. Again, some of it was very heavy-handed. It felt very angsty. Mm-hmm. I think they could have pulled back on some of it. I was like, man, this is like, you're just amping up CW shows right here. You know, it felt very like, you don't need to go that hard with the melodramatics. But once I got over that, I was like, okay, that part where she takes out, I don't know who the heck the guy was in the warehouse, the acolyte. Was it the acolyte?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That was freaking cool, dude. That was a really cool like display of her power. And
yeah, so that's like her. What is it? It's like her not shadow soul or shadow self. Like she has like that thing, right, where she sends out a part of herself.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought the effects with her like weren't as cheesy as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, you know what? For a TV show budget, I'm fine with it. You know, I saw some complaint. It looks like a TV show budget. It is a TV show.
It is a TV show, guys.
FYI, guys, it is a TV show. It's not a pay service. You're only paying $8 a month.
Adjust your expectations.
Like, hold up. Don't complain. But here's
on a TV budget,
yeah,
I feel like it looks pretty great.
Yeah, the costumes
are really
the costume
solid.
We've only seen Robin's suit. And
what we've seen in clips of Hawk and Dove.
Hawk and Dove. Okay, actually, I saw Starfire's suit yesterday.
What?
There was a clip on DC Daily, dude, or DC whatever, the DC
Shut up,
show.
where she's actually gonna...
She has a purpley outfit.
Nice.
And
I don't think what she has now is all that bad. I think it actually gets the sense of it across without it being...
She's not in a superhero suit. She's at a club.
Yeah.
Or somewhere. She was somewhere in freaking...
a hotel.
In Berlin or something?
Austria, I want to say.
Yeah. So...
But she was speaking German all of a sudden. So
yeah.
we could talk about Starfire. Like,
I thought... Starfire.
So Starfire traditionally, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, she, in the comics at least, is very much usually, like, she's usually kind of like this, not innocent looking, but she has, like, this naivety.
She's naive. But she is from a warrior planet, though.
Right.
So.
But there's this naivety for how she interacts with Earth and what's there and stuff, right? And she has, like, her Doctor Strange exclamations of, like, you know, like her Tamarin, like, gods and stuff like that, where she, like, right? And so, obviously, you can't probably jump straight into that in a show that feels like this. That's going to feel like left field, right? Because you don't have any other context. You don't have this cosmic side that you're exploring already leading up to it, like you do in the comics for years and years. So I think the way that they played this actually worked really well, because it was a naivety, but it was because she literally doesn't remember what just happened the previous day.
I was in a car accident.
But then she can, like, take fools out, like, as far as, like, fighting, like, hand to hand. She speaks, like, multiple languages. Like, she, you know what I mean? Like, you're finding out this resourcefulness in her and what she's capable of doing without her knowing really, like, why.
Well, part of me is like, all those gangster guys knew who she was. I'm like, is she on some type of mission from, like, Tamaranian to be here? Because they're like, they knew her, like, hey, I was with you, you know, like, is she playing these fools for some reason? But then something happened. She got some, like, amnesia, and now she's like, what the crap?
Well, woke up in a car crash, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The dude she's there with dead. Yeah. She's fine.
Dude, when she incinerates those dudes, that was pretty awesome. Like, the way crazy. The bones, like, fell apart in dust. I thought that was cool.
Does she, can I ask, I don't have a ton of experience with her in the comics, just to get general knowledge. I feel like when I've seen her, like, obviously in cartoons and in shows and stuff, she kind of has her like energy blasts more than anything, but not really a lot of fire-based powers as far as I've seen. Is that like a thing for her at some point?
I think for the show they're leaning into
the fire part of Starfire.
Like her hair has always, like, when she's flown, her hair has always had this, like, fiery trail. Like, it doesn't make sense, like, except in comics. So it's just kind of a thing, you know. Her hair has this like energy trail.
But the way that translates into the effect they give her skin and her eyes and her hair when she's using her power, I liked that a lot. Yeah, I think the fact that she has somewhat like pink hair and green eyes just in general is cool. But then the way it kind of like illuminates, like when she's using her powers, I think it's a really cool look. I think it's smart of them. Looking at like that's using a TV budget and stuff.
I feel like that's going to change 3 episodes in, you know.
Yeah, totally.
But
I thought also, let me pull up the actress's name.
Anna Diop.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah.
I thought the way she played it was so good.
Well, just take this into consideration. She's playing like 3 different parts. She's playing Starfire. She's playing like confused Starfire, and then she's playing like freaking German. Speaking of Starfire,
like taking fools out.
It was flowing, and then she freaking took those dudes out. So she had some
even like snapping the dude's neck in like the hotel room and stuff. Like for her, like her fights to me felt like the right amount of violence. Like I was like, I get this. Like it's intense, but doesn't feel gratuitous, and that's what I think didn't feel right with the Robin stuff.
Heck yeah!
And then you find out that the girl that apparently she was trying to find,
Raven.
All right,
Rachel.
So, I mean, we're already starting to get in those pieces, and
Yeah.
that gives me hope that it's not going to be one of those shows. It's like they're finally all together in like the very last episode.
That's what I kind of heard, though. Like the
Son of a
producers
gun,
said
man.
that they're not really the Titans until they're done. So I had this question.
But that they start kind of running into each other sooner would be nice.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
let's
saying,
get
man.
them together. So let's get back to Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson Robin.
Yes.
A.K.A. Ric Grayson. So
Oh, gosh. Don't go there, man.
I thought he did a really good job. The one thing I'm trying to figure out is how old is freaking Dick Grayson? Because he's already a detective.
Right.
So,
not just like an officer.
yeah, to be a detective, you got to be on the street for like 2 years, right? So
Yeah.
he ain't 19. He's got to be mid-20s.
Yeah,
So
and then you have
Homeboy's like Robin,
Raven's
like
like
25.
13.
Yeah.
Um,
So they're definitely not the Teen Titans. And so my other question is, was there a Teen Titans? Like
like
are
where
they-
he has experience with other heroes.
Was like like in the comics, the New Titans they form back together. They've broken up. Like everyone's
after
doing
her
their own
being
thing.
the Teen Titans, like with Kid Flash and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I'm like wondering, are they going to dip back into the history and be like, yeah, like we actually were we were
Freaking Kid Flash, dude. I would
yeah,
love
Kid
that.
Flash and
Aqualad.
Speedy, Aqualad. Like, if Donna Troy's in there, is she gonna like? That's what I'm curious. Like, when Donna Troy
What
comes
that
into the
connection
picture,
is, if she's new then, or if they have a history and they know each
yeah,
other.
and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Donna Troy." So,
Troy, Donna.
because at Comic Con, Jeff Johns says they're gonna get into Lex Luthor, Superboy stuff,
Shoot.
and I'm like, so does that mean we get Tim Drake, or is that just like,
I mean, they
what's
got to
gonna
do the
happen?
Jason Todd stuff first.
yeah? So
But then if they do a few seasons of this, that gives them room to do Red Hood.
yeah, I mean, so who knows where they're gonna go with this?
Like, there's so many different things they can do. And I think we've even seen, too, with the cartoon Young Justice, how they were able to do some of that stuff, is to have, like, a time gap in between seasons.
Yeah.
You know, different things like that. I think you have options to do that. I know I've read some they're considering because I already greenlit a second season, by the way. Of like maybe working in some Judas contract stuff. Like
with Jericho and Terminator.
I'm like, dude, I would love to see another version.
Yeah,
a third version of Slade.
It's an interesting like place to start off with this group of characters, and like also like they've cast Cyborg, and Cyborg's going to be a part of Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
So is he going to end up in Titans
who
later?
brings Doom Patrol together for their mission or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I read. It's kind of an odd pairing, but again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm at least curious to kind of follow and see how it goes.
Yeah.
One of the things while talking about Dick Grayson is, I think when he's out of the Robin costume, he actually really does feel like Dick Grayson to me. Like there's a hopefulness and a helpfulness and a tenderness to him.
Speaking of
And
Dick
I'm
Grayson,
cool,
I feel
that
like we can
feels
hear
like-
Dick Grayson punching somebody right now
they're
next door.
punching through. We're in a different
We're in a different area right now.
recording scenario.
Sorry
so
if you hear
sorry
any
for the
fights.
extra fights and stuff going on.
We're literally in
We're actually
a warehouse.
on set.
We're on set right
They're
now.
filming episode.
Like,
no,
bam! No. Sorry, just FYI. If you're hearing something,
No,
we're not
that's
going to
fine.
avoid it. We're just going
I
to
mean,
lean
but do
into
you
it.
feel that way though about like the way he played Dick Grayson?
Yeah.
When he's like in detective mode. I was like, this feels like
Yeah,
true to
I
the
think
character.
he felt like Dick Grayson. I thought he was great. The person that I could not stand was freaking Rachel Roth. This chick, like, sorry, not Rachel Roth. I'm
nope.
sorry.
That's
freaking
Raven.
sorry, Amy, the
With
detective.
his partner.
Yeah. His
Or
I was
supposed to
like-
be his partner.
Yeah, she was really annoying, dude. I'm
Oh,
like,
I didn't feel one way or the other.
I
Like,
just-
I thought it was
she
fine.
didn't need to be there. There was like no point. Like,
They need someone that's kind of an outsider. That's like, what's this
but
guy's deal?
it's like I'm like, dude, he's gonna end up like, he's gonna be with her or she's gonna die, and it's like.
Yeah, something like that.
I felt like she was the CW setup character. That's what I felt about her.
Oh,
And
yeah, I can see that, dude. I
Yeah,
can
so
see
I was like, I don't care about you on screen. Like she was just there to be like, you're a jerk.
Yeah,
Actually,
she's like, well,
you're-
actually, look
you're
at
not-
you. You have a nice
you're
side.
not being a jerk. And it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel one way or the other about her.
Yeah.
I think those are kind of the main characters. I think you had, and then of course we have the last 30 seconds or so. We have a green tiger breaking into
Yeah.
a store and stealing a video game.
yeah, that was
And
cool.
we got the introduction to Beast Boy.
Tiger looked good.
Yeah, I didn't like his transformation back into Beast Boy.
Why?
Just the bone crunching and like it just seemed again. It just feels like excessive. Like just have
Okay.
him transform.
It makes
It's
sense
just
that
his
he's
power.
like naked because you never think about that. Like in the cartoons and comics, he's just like in a suit, and now he's a bird. It's like, well, where did his suit go?
Totally. No,
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I
So
don't care about that
you're
one.
like, I love Beast Boy nudity.
Well,
Hey.
Yeah, but
you know why
that's
they call
kind
you
of a
the
fun.
Beast.
That's kind of a fun little tease. It didn't
Yeah.
do anything as far as connected to the episode for me. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
Beast Boy's coming eventually. I
But
get
it
that.
seemed like a fun comedy part because you had the thing with the goofy like security guard, and,
Yeah.
and he fires a gun at a tiger. Like I was like, you're stupid, dude.
And it was all for him to get a video game.
Yeah.
And he just smiles and runs away.
Which is really fun. So, Ryan Potter, who plays Beast Boy, he was the voice in Big Hero 6.
Yeah, of Hero,
Yeah.
right?
Just
Yeah.
FYI.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, overall, much better, I would even say, than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
Still not, in a few ways, like what I would have liked,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not doing what I would have liked. They're making the story they want to tell.
And it's a pilot, too. It's the first
Yeah.
one. Maybe they don't have the rhythms yet. You got to give...
I want to give it a chance, you know?
Yeah. So, overall, I kind of wanted to... We kind of covered everyone did a good job at playing their characters. I think they embodied basically the spirit of what they're trying to present. I would think the one that doesn't feel as genuine to me is Starfire,
Okay.
but because she's not there yet. I'm willing
they're just
I'm willing to
taking
see,
a different way,
We're
I
just
think, to
used
get
to
to where
that.
she needs to.
Yeah, we're used to the naive, like, oh, I'm Starfire. I mean, even Teen Titans Go, like the first, like not Teen Titans Go, but the Teen Titans cartoon from the early 2000s. I think they had a good take on the character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see. You know, like
Yeah.
let's see what happens, because if things start going where they're supposed to go, you know, she'll develop her relationship with Dick Grayson, and they'll have that thing.
Yeah.
And so
There's a lot of dynamics they can
Yeah.
explore that I think it's wise to make a television show about it
Yeah.
and not TV. I mean, a movie, rather.
Yeah, I'm excited for this whole universe. I feel that this is going to be hopefully it's truer to like some of that comic stuff we like to like explore. Like they said with Stargirl that's going to come out, and you know, as part of this, they're going to lean into the JSA stuff. So
Yeah.
it does.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing. They're going to have all the weird
There's
stuff.
a lot of Doom Patrol is super weird.
That's the one I'm really excited.
I'm like,
about.
what if that's like the Legion or like Mr. Robot of like these things, where it's just this trippy like show. Like I would love that.
Yeah, the only thing that does bum me out about these shows that it is like one new episode a week, so you're gonna get.
It's like a little trickle.
Yeah, it is a trickle. I'm like, oh man, but okay, it has.
We're kind of spoiled with the binge watching options we have.
But you know what? Like, here's the thing: this is an $8 a month app. You're getting 4 new TV shows. Like, think about it. If you wanted to buy a TV show on like iTunes, it's going to cost you $3.
Yeah.
So that would be $12. So it's already cheaper. Plus, you get all this old stuff that you may already own. We get it, but it's at your disposal. It's at your fingertips, and all the cool curated comics and the specials that are on there. There's a lot of stuff. I think I think the value is there. So I know we've talked about that before, but I just I read a lot of like, this isn't worth my $8. I'm like, you kidding me, dude? Like
even before the show was out, it was worth
even
$8.
if you don't love the show, I feel like the value is there. Exactly. Before the show was even on there, I was like, this is a good deal for all the stuff that you get. So
what would you rate this episode, Justin?
Yeah, man, that's hard. So what would I rate this episode? I'm going to give it a go. Because I think you should check it out. I don't know if it's like, you gotta watch this. I think as more episodes come out, that might change my view on it, like as a season. Because typically, you want to put it all together as one thing. Like, you know, we'll go Daredevil season 1. Gotta go, right? But like, maybe there was a couple episodes you're like, it was a go or a let's go. So for this episode, I'm going to say it's a go. When the whole season's completed, we'll come back at you in 12 weeks and let you know where we're at. You know,
I think
tune in for episode 88.
I think it's like a realistic, like fair grade is to say it's a go.
Yeah.
With the hope that it can turn into a let's go.
Yeah.
And realistically thinking it's probably not going to be a gotta go.
Yeah.
I just don't anticipate that it's going to reach that. But even if it's just a let's go and it's just an enjoyable experience, and we get more. Here's the thing, dude. Like more people exposed to some of these characters and the DC mythology and lore. I think it's a win. I think it can lead to better stuff. Even like this is kind of breaking ground a little bit in some ways.
Well, I mean, even think about what we've gotten this year from this brand, like Titans. We did get Teen Titans Go to the movies. You know, you have. This is a brand now. People are going to know, oh, Titans is something, and it is Robin, and it is these characters all teamed up. It is Beast Boy, it's Starfire, it's Raven. So these characters mean something.
Keeping my kids away from it.
To a lesser extent, like Cyborg, who's huge in Titans, and he was in Justice League, even though like that didn't catch the world on fire. he's part of that legend.
Yeah.
They're getting exposure in different parts of media, and so it's cool. Let's maybe Titans turns into something really great in the future. So
I'm hopeful for it, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I got to go.
Cool.
You gave it a what?
I gave it a go as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, everybody. Let us know what you guys thought about this show.
Just a quick one for you this week.
And we'll dip in here and there on it. We won't go as in depth every week, but if something cool happens,
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do a Patreon exclusive show.
Sweet.
On some of these episodes.
Sounds
We'll see what
like
happens.
a good plan.
All right, cool. So if you want to join up on our Patreon, go to www.patreon.com/letsgopodcast, where you can join our Patreon. Give us a couple bucks. We'll give you some stickers and magnets and buttons and stuff, and then also on the tiers, maybe you can even join us on a show. That'd be great. So go and do that, or you can go to our podcast store. Not our podcast store, but the iTunes podcast store.
We don't own that store.
Yeah, we don't own that store. And leave us a review. Right now we're running a little contest. Next 10 reviews, you will be in the running to win a sweet Green Arrow enamel pin. Comic-Con exclusive. It's still sealed in the bag. It looks like a handsome face of Stephen Amell. Just pretend it has abs. You can put this little pin, pretend this little pin is adorned to your jacket, but in your mind he's doing this, the salmon ladder. There you go. This thing has abs, just so you don't see them, but they're there. I assure you, the pin has put the work in, and they're glistening. Speaking of which, did you watch Arrow, the premiere of this season?
I haven't watched anything yet.
So it's interesting, in the montage, opening sequence, they used the same song from the Titans trailer, just to tie it back.
Serious?
Yeah, that trailer they had, that. Madness.
That's funny.
So that song was in the
right,
montagey stuff. There you go. They're all, hey, they bought the rights to that song. They're all, we got to use it. We got to use this song. Madness. All right,
we're gonna wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Thanks for listening. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
Justin, where
you can find me at J_Rocker, or find the show at Let's Go Comic Show on Instagram and Twitter. Please visit the show's website at www.letsgopodcast, where you can find this show and the Let's Go podcast and Start Today podcast. So thank you again for listening. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.